I want you to realize something. I wrote a post up at danalash.com, and I want you to go read it. It's called The Mob in Your Child's School. And I wrote this last night, how the entire meeting consisted of a few people who politely oppose, a few people who politely support, and a mob of angry and at times shouting people, some of whom threatened the school board members if they vote no. I was taking notes. One woman screamed, "It's time for the white suburban bubble to pop." Another man threatened, "The media is watching what is happening here." Well, no, they're not. Someone said, "Your names will be on record as someone who helped uphold oppression and fear." You have Marxist activists threatening to essentially destroy the lives of school board members for not bowing to the extension of BLM spreading out in schools. You can support equality and believe in the redeemability of everyone equally as members of the kingdom, and also dislike Marxism and Marxist groups that wrap themselves in this flag of equality while doing everything but that. What the stuff I saw, it's not persuasion, it's not activism or advocacy. When you're threatening people with the media's watching you, or your names are going to be on record, et cetera, that sounds more like political terrorism than it sounds like political advocacy or persuasion. This is in your kids' schools, and I'm going to tell every single one of you out there, if it isn't now, I promise you it will be. You're not safe if you're in a rural area. You're not safe if you're in a conservative zip code. I went from one of the most progressive zip codes in the country to one of the most conservative. And yes, my whole thing to all these people talking about this is, if this or any school district is bad, then defund it. Issue vouchers allowing every family to send their student elsewhere. Support school choice. And if you don't support this measure, then I guess you support racism and a violation of human rights or something. I've been reliably informed that Dems to rules. I was thinking about this last night because a friend of mine, it's not over yet. It's just been paused. And I remember during the early days of the Tea Party, when we all first went outside and I was helping to organize these rallies and do all of this. And I remember we didn't know who was going to show up. And there were some people who didn't want to show up. They just didn't think that this was their fight. And it's one of the reasons why I began using the phrase, warming your hands by another patriot's fire in speeches all across the country. And some people will outsource their activism as much as they do the day-to-day needs of their government, which I think is un-American. Everything that you talk against on Facebook, on Twitter, on Parler, on Instagram, everything that you gasp at on cable news is coming to your communities, and it's coming to your children's schools. And you will pay in tax or reputation. You choose. You don't have the luxury of sitting this out anymore. You don't have the luxury of not raising your voice. You don't have the luxury to worry about what your neighbors may think or what the cashier at the supermarket thinks. And you don't have the luxury of wondering what the owner at the restaurant you regularly patronize thinks. So many people are afraid to speak out because of concern that they're the ones rocking the boat. But newsflash, you are in the boat and your boat is being rocked. Are you just going to grasp at the sides and close your eyes and just wish it away? Are you going to wait for some sort of welfare activism to liberate you? Or are you going to fight with your own voice? And if you don't do it now, there won't be an if or a when.